Wen Roy was a farmer who reared Shire-type horses, who became involved with pigeons during his teens. Having left the sport for a period, he returned after the war in 1946, with a serious intent. He was 42 years old at this time. He brought to the village of Broekhuizenburst the best that he could purchase. His ambition was to become the best at marathon racing in the Netherlands. To do this, he bought the best long-distance birds available at the time. He bought pure Brico from a local butcher named Steegs, and from his friend, regarded by many as the best ever long-distance flyer into Belgium or Holland, Staff de Sarduin, he obtained some of his best Delbars. Wen Roy also bought birds from Fabrice Sr. of Liege, which included some Hansen stock, especially descendants of the Bronze and the Koningen. In fact, the traditional bronze of the Wen Roy's famous blacks derives from Fabrice's famous bronze. Another important addition to his stock was the famous 11 or the Hornstraw hen. Interestingly, in the 1950s, Wen Roy introduced Meesters of Daheen bloodlines from the Great Silver Bosch, which also played an important part in the evolution of the Jan Arden strain and dynasty.
The name Jeff Van Wen Roy may not have been familiar to the English-speaking fanciers, but in Holland it was, and is, a household name. Van Wen Roy kept only 25 pairs of birds and specialized in 500, 600 and 700-mile races, especially overnight races. In 15 years he entered 242 birds in Grote Fond, or long-distance, races, winning 196 prizes. Among those prizes were 1st, 4th, 21st and 24th National Marseille, 1st and 3rd National Barcelona, 1st and 7th National St. Vincent, 2nd and 9th National Dax and 3rd and 4th National Marseille. In 1971 Jeff Van Wen Roy died. His early death caused a shock to the pigeon world. It was however the birth of the second phase of the Van Wen Roy story. The Van Wen Roy family wanted to sell all of the pigeons in their entirety, and first to obtain them was Anton van Haren from Liege. He had the Van Wen Roy birds at the top of his most desired list for some time. After a difficult negotiation, Van Haren set up the deal and transferred all the Van Wen Roy crack birds including famous 90, Westerhues, Maskant 372, Hartje Oud Spin, 113, 11, as well as many others. The arrival of the Van Wen Roys at Liege, especially the lines of the 11, was the beginning of a very successful time for the loft of Anton van Haren. The pure Van Wen Roys were, and are, the perfect cross in families like the Jan Ardens and the Van der Wegens, with these crossings resulting in fantastic results for Van Haren with over 15 top 20 national prizes.
Such results, and the breeding values of the Van Wen Roy stock, led to many fanciers including the world-famous Hans Eiterkamp and Sons to make a visit to Liege. As well as the birds that went to Anton van Haren, birds were also purchased by Van Wen Roy's fellow villager Jan Hendricks. Jan Hendricks had known Van Wen Roy from the age of 12. After Van Wen Roy's death, the entire colony was offered to Hendricks, who famously said, "I wanted to buy them, but I had no room at the time." Because of his friendship with Van Wen Roy, Hendricks already had many birds from the very best that Jeff had to offer, such as children from the Eich, Marselduif, Mooihoed, etc. Especially the descendants of the famous pair of De Westerhuis and the famous 90. This pair left their trail through the back breeding of the most successful Hendricks birds. Indeed, this pair can be found in the father-son-grandson trilogy of Olympiad competing birds. Katowice 72 represented the Netherlands at the Olympiad in Katowice. His son De Olympiade 84, whose dam was also a daughter of Marselduif, represented the Netherlands at the Blackpool Olympiad. Clean Donker, which was bred from De Olympiade 84, when paired to a granddaughter of Marselduif, completed the success of these now world-famous bloodlines when representing the Netherlands at the Olympiad in Tokyo.
Kleine Donker was crowned as the best cock of the Netherlands in 1979. That year he flew around 4,000 prize-winning miles, amassing a total of 16 prizes. When discussing the qualities of the cock, Hendricks stated, "He just asked to be basketed. Once I basketed him for Barcelona, which is 800 miles away, just 2 days after he raced Orleans. sparked the interest of Hans Eicherkamp and Sons with Kleine Donkier, making the permanent trip to Brommen in 1981. Now entering the story is J.B. Hendricks from Twello, not to be confused with Jan Hendricks above. Joe Hendricks, J.B. Hendricks, achieved international fame in the summer of 1980, when he won the race of all races, first International Barcelona with a Van Wanrooy bird, bred by Joe from 2 birds he purchased from Van Wanrooy prior to Jeff's death. Joe was a lover of the Van Wanrooy birds, and as a friend of Jeff Van Wanrooy, he knew the stock birds better than anyone else, other than Jeff himself.
In 1970, Joe Hendricks bought late-bred youngsters from Jeff. Within that group there was 271, a daughter of the famous pair, Maskin, and the famous 90. Hendricks told Jeff that he thought the hen was too small. As Joe Hendricks recalled in an interview, "That was the only time Jeff got mad at me. He spoke the legendary words, 'Wait for 3 years, by then she will be the best hen you have in your loft.' He was right, the 271 is the dam of my Barcelona International winner." Joe bought all the direct Van Wanrooys from Anton van Haren in 1974, including all of the stock pigeons, which was approximately 40 birds. 17 of these were children of the famous 90 hen, such as T. Harcha, who won first National St. Vincent. De 90 was a great racer and producer, having won 4th National St. Vincent 697 miles, 11th National Dax 680 miles, 36th National St. Vincent, 125th National Dax, and in her last year of flying in 1970 at 7 years of age, 7th National Dax against 7,460 birds. The pedigree of Hendricks' first International Barcelona winner shows line breeding to the de 90 hen. The sire was bred from a son of de 90 paired to his 3rd National Barcelona hen, who was a daughter of the first National